Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, that's right. They are heading to the AFC Championship game. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video here to talk some NFL, talking NFL playoffs and what was possibly, and I think I can say it, the upset so far of the NFL playoffs, the biggest upset, in which the Jaguars upset the Steelers 45-42 in an exciting game, probably the best game of the playoffs so far. And my God, if you were a Steelers fan, or are a Steelers fan, I should say, you were sick to your stomach watching this game. I know Stephen A. Smith was, because I was following him on damn Twitter, and he was going off, and he was all over my timeline. But my God, okay, I'm not a Steelers fan, I'm a Bears fan, so I have no dog in this fight. I always like to say that because, you know, people assume biases and whatnot. But let's talk about this game. Let's talk about the fact that the Jaguars upset the Steelers and are now going to Foxborough to play the Patriots for the rights to be in the Super Bowl, okay? Man, if you're a Jaguars fan, you gotta give it up. Who would have thought they would have gotten this far? Couple of things here. Now, obviously, I did pick the Steelers to win this game, and obviously, I was wrong, okay? You know what? I'm not going to say that the Jaguars winning this game was absolutely shocking to me, because there was always that shot that I would have given them because of that defense. But for them to win it in this fashion, I'm talking 45-42 in a high-scoring affair in which Blake Bortles and company with Leonard Fournette, they're going score to score with Big Ben and company. I would not have expected that, okay? So that is what I do want to say. But like I said, props to the Jaguars. Now let's talk about this game, because I have one very important question. Did the Jaguars win this game more, or did the Steelers lose this game more? Now, the reason this question is important is because there were a lot, and I do mean a lot, of egregious coaching decisions in this one by one Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm talking to you, Mike Tomlin and Todd Haley. My God, did you guys wet the bed in this one? Some very questionable play calling in this one. You're sweeping and pitching the ball out to Le'Veon Bell when it's 4th and 1. You're not running up the gut. You've got the biggest QB in the game in terms of size and stature and Big Ben. You're not doing a quarterback sneak. Instead, you're pitching it off against one of the fastest, if not the fastest defense in the NFL. Are you kidding me, Mike Tomlin or Todd Haley, whoever else called that freaking play? And then you're talking about punting the ball, onsiding the ball instead of punting it deep when it was like 2 minutes left in the game, and they had just made it a one-score game, and now you're already having the Jaguars in field goal range, and then they get in field goal range, and then they obviously score, and now it's like a 10-point game, and just on, and there were some very, very questionable coaching calls in this one. And so for me, you know what, this is not me being spiteful, but I really do think the Pittsburgh Steelers would have won this game if it was not for those coaching decisions, okay? Big Ben absolutely balled out in this one, but I have to give him some blame because he gave up 14 points to the defense as well. That pick 6 was costly. I know he only threw 1 interception, but that 1 interception cost him points, and it ended up being a 1-score game, a 3-point game, and they would have won the game if he never threw that pick 6, okay? Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, I mean, what are you going to say? These are the two best at their position, and they ball like it. Le'Veon Bell showed you that he's still the best pass-catching back in the NFL. 9 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown, 16 rushes for 67 yards and a touchdown, AB 7 for 132 and 2 tutties. Like I said, Big Ben's stat line was great, and he was amazing in this one late, but those mistakes that he made were just too costly for his team. Now let's look at Jacksonville's side of things, because everyone talks about their defense, but their defense ended up giving up 42 points. Okay, that does not seem quite elite to me. Now, obviously, they're still very, very good, but 42 points, I mean, that is still a lot. So let's talk about the offensive side and what Blake Bortles and the Jaguars were able to do on the offensive side. And obviously, you have to start with Leonard Fournette, 25 rushes for 109 yards and 3 touchdowns, okay? Just, Leonard Fournette is a truck. This guy is a damn truck, and he was the best thing to happen to them in this past draft. Like I said, he helped stabilize the Jaguars from having them get handicapped themselves, because they're like, hey, we want to throw it with Blake Bortles every play, it feels like, but we have Leonard Fournette, so we should run it. We should run it. And they finally went with that game plan, ran the ball down the Steelers so nobody could stop Fournette, and he got 3 touchdowns. En route to that, Blake Bortles, 14 for 26 for 214 yards, a touchdown, and no picks. Now, listen, that's 50% completion percentage, which is not very good. For 200 yards, which obviously is a major improvement from last week when he threw, 87? And obviously no turnovers. So for Blake Bortles, this is a good game, okay? And here's the main thing here. Blake Bortles has an elite defense on his side, and he's got an elite running back on his side. So what is his job? Game manager, okay? And that's pretty much what he has done. So for me, if you look at the stat line, yeah, Blake Bortles was not that impressive for a standard quarterback. But for Blake Bortles, that's enough. You did the job. You got it done. And you know what? His offense and that touchdown that he threw, it ended up making a big difference. So like I said, Blake Bortles, for his role and what he needed to do, played relatively well. But I am telling you, the Steelers, with their egregious coaching decisions, lost this game. And you know what? With those coaching decisions, they deserve to lose. And they did. And they're going home. And the Jaguars are going forward in the playoffs. Now, I still believe in this defense. And I believe they're going to give Tom Brady fits. But let's talk a little bit about defense overall, okay? Because I came up with something interesting in terms of my thought process, okay? A lot of my thoughts of the NFL over the past few years have been that we've been shifting towards an offensive renaissance, if you will, okay? You've got every quarterback, it feels like, throwing for 5,000 yards or at least 4,000 yards, and you've got offensive numbers just shooting up and up. But then if you look at the fact of the last 2-3 years and teams that are going deep in the playoffs and teams that are winning Super Bowls, good defense and elite defense still wins in this league, folks. I am telling you, that is not to say having an elite quarterback is a bad thing or it's not going to help you win. Obviously, that is a great thing to have, and you need to have a franchise quarterback. But an elite defense with a mediocre quarterback, just look at the teams in the playoffs right now. The Vikings-Saints game, while I'm recording this, is still going on, but they were up. And if they end up winning this game, you will have the number 1 defense, Vikings, number 2 defense, Jaguars, number 4 defense, Philadelphia, number 5 defense, New England, all left in the playoffs, folks. I think that says defense still wins championship, okay? And that's really the key here for me, because to me, that tells me, you know what, we've been emphasizing the importance of a quarterback too much, because here's the thing. We know the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's, they don't grow on trees, and we're always looking for the next one. But here's the thing. You don't need that to win a championship in the NFL. You just need to have a mediocre to okay quarterback who won't lose you the game. Case Keenum, man, he's been more than enough for the Vikings, and they have the defense to win the Super Bowl. So for me, and just with my thought process, I'm going to be shifting a little bit more towards the defensive side, because I've been thinking that the NFL is all about offense, and I am wrong on that. And you know what? A lot of people say, oh, you should stick to your beliefs. No, if there's some new information that's come out, I am going to listen to it and look at it and look at the data, because I'm telling you, you look at the past 2 or 3 years, Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl. He wasn't that good. It was the defense that carried him. Cam Newton went to the Super Bowl that year too. The Panthers defense was elite. Seattle Seahawks with their elite defense, it's been there for the past couple of seasons. Elite defenses win in this league, and this year is no different. You are going to have, at worst, the number 5 defense win the NFL championship, the NFL trophy. So those are my thoughts, folks, on this game and defense overall in the NFL. I think we are understating the importance of it. Let me know what you guys think. As far as how far the Jaguars will go, I will make my prediction video for the AFC and the NFC championship game, so don't you worry. I will save it for that. But I will say, though, that props to the Jaguars. You guys proved me wrong. Let's see what happens moving forward. I will be rooting for you guys. Don't you worry on that. But I just want to see a good game. Stay tuned for my next videos, folks. Again, turn on your post notifications if you haven't already. Please leave a comment down below. What should you guys think? Did the Steelers lose the game more, or the Jaguars won this game more? And as always, do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.